Hi, I'm Dana, and today I want to talk about autistic extremes. That's what I'm going with because I can't think of anything better to call it. If you can, let me know, I'd appreciate it. So we're going to get straight into it because the main thing that inspired this was an example, so I don't feel like we really overly need an intro, to be honest with you. I think it'll become obvious what I'm talking about as you listen to me talk. So I went to a crystal shop, I bought a mystery bag, and I got one of those like geode things that you like crack open to see what the crystal inside is. And I was like, okay, we're going to give it a little tap. And I gave it a little tap and it didn't crack open. I was using a fucking big hammer, by the way. So I gave it a little tiny tap and nothing happened because you need to hit it a bit harder. So I prepared myself to hit it slightly harder than I just had. Just hit it a bit harder. Not too hard, but hit it a bit harder. Absolutely twatted it. Fractured fuck out of it. Split into like 1,000 little fucking pieces. Absolutely fucked it because I twatted it. And I knew I'd twatted it. Like I twatted it and was like, oh, I've just absolutely twatted that. I didn't mean to. I absolutely did not intend to. I did mean for it to be just a little tap. And it's the kind of thing that made me think back on like a massive amount of my childhood and times that I had in school where I was forever being told or just hearing the phrase, Dana just doesn't know her own strength. Dana just doesn't know her own strength. And there's a level of like, I think I do know my own strength. I think as a kid, I more or less knew my own strength. People like saying that because I can either do something gently or I can do it really hard. I can absolutely twat it, you know? Like I can tap and I can be so gentle and I can be so like my like fine motor coordination, like that's why I wonder often whether or not I actually am dyspraxic, because in a lot of ways I'm very clumsy and like I have very poor hand-eye coordination when it comes to like catching something. I will throw something to someone thinking I'm throwing it to them and it will be like in a completely different fucking direction. Like I can't catch or throw to save my fucking life. But if you give me some like tiny little fine motor skill task that I can just focus on, I need to be really gentle the whole way through, I'm fine. If you need like a knot untied, if you've got a load of jewellery all tangled together, as long as it like, right, you know when you've untangled like most of a knot and someone's like, oh, just pull that bit and it'll all come out. No, if I pull that, I'm gonna like, it's just gonna break. Like I'm gonna break the chain or the string or whatever the fuck it is that I'm like untangling. As soon as I have to do something that isn't super fucking gentle, I'm going to break it. Like my options are really gentle, or the level where like, I'm not trying to do it like as hard as I possibly can, but if I'm not being as gentle as I can be, that's what happens. And it's so frustrating, and it's a weird thing to have realised at like this point, because like I was aware of how I am and how I do it, you know, like I cater to myself in like 101 different fucking ways because I'm aware like if I do this it results in this, so if I do it this other way it results in this way that actually works out. Like I have gotten that far, but I don't feel like I realised the degree to which like I say, I do think it's just that I have the two extremes. And in the same way that like we're often told like autistic people have black and white thinking, which can be very true for me, I feel like those are the things I have. I just so massively struggle to do the thing that is like in between the two things, you know? And that's my first little example, but where I do think that it ties into being autistic is that I feel like, and the reason that it's a whole video and not just a TikTok of me giving that one specific thing, is that I feel like the idea of extremes ties into quite a lot of things within my life, and I do think it's due to being autistic. So another big one for me is I don't know when I'm going to need the bathroom. I don't know when I'm going to need to piss, okay? I haven't got a clue. There is going to be a whole chunk of time when I don't need to piss. I don't need the bathroom, I don't need to piss, I'm not hungry, I'm not tired, I'm just physically absolutely fine. Not an issue. I mean, there's the chronic pain, but you know, like that's there all the time, so we don't acknowledge that. But then there's the like, there's no, oh, I'm starting to get a bit hungry, I think that I'm going to need the bathroom soon. Oh, I'm starting to get sleepy and I should go to bed. I don't have that mid phase. I go straight from I'm completely fine and don't have a need to I need to go and piss right now. I need to eat right now because I'm starting to feel like dizzy and faint. Like I've gone from, no, I'm not really hungry, I'm fine, to I need to eat right this moment. Otherwise I'm going to like pass out. I feel awful. I need to start cooking right now and I feel terrible while I'm doing it because I needed to eat the moment I became hungry 2 seconds ago. And especially being tired is the one that kind of like freaks me out a bit, because it is a case of like, I will be completely fine. I've gone out, I've done my day, I've done a thing. The amount of times I've gotten onto a train and I'm barely managing to keep my eyes open. I've had times that I've been setting timers for like 30 seconds, so I make sure that I'm waking up every 30 seconds to like stay aware of where the fuck I am and like which stop I need to get off at and all that. Because a minute ago, I was fine. If you'd asked me if I wanted to like go to a club, like, maybe not a club, but like, you know, like if you'd be like, do you want to continue this night that you're having fun on in some way? I'd have been like, yeah, I fucking do. 10 seconds later, like, I've done that. I've had times when people have been like, oh, shall we go out to this? Shall we go to this? So we, like, continue the night. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. And then we get there and I'm like, I'm actually fucking exhausted. I'm going home now. Thought I was going to be fine. Sorry, I'm absolutely not. I'm absolutely not fine anymore and I need to go home right now because I'm so fucking tired. And maybe this is all just introspection. Is that, am I saying that? Introspective. Maybe all of it's just me not feeling what's going on inside my body all that well because I'm autistic. And it is the kind of thing that I'm trying my best to work on, but it's also like, I just very genuinely don't notice like 80% of what's going on in my body until it's like a pressing matter. And I similarly don't feel like I'm just at all aware of like I say, it's not that I'm not aware of my own strengths, because I am. I will look at things and be like, I can lift that. Or I'll look at heavier things and be like, I can't lift that. And if I try, can't because I was right because it's too heavy. Like, I do feel like I'm aware of my own strength. It's just that I don't have the in-between bit. Like, I'm either gentle or I'm rough, and that's it. I can't help it, and I really wish I could. Like, it really does piss me off in a lot of situations, but that's just the way that I feel I am. It's not all just physical though, and I'll give that this next little section of the video does tie a lot more into like autistic black and white thinking, and it is more so the stuff that I'm trying to work on, because I can see the way that I need to work on it. I can see like how to get better with a lot of things that I'm about to speak about. With the ones I've just spoken about, I don't really know how I'm meant to improve those, you know? Like, I really don't enjoy being like, that's just the way I am, because I think people often use that as an excuse to be a fucking asshole, to be honest with you. Don't ask me to be the person to like do a mid-pressure hit with a hammer, essentially, and we'll be fine, you know? Like, I'm not using it to try and cover up a fucking personality flaw. I'm just not very good at knowing how hard to hit things. Or like, if I'm cutting bread or cutting a cake and things like that, I'm the bitch that always fucking squashes it. I really annoy myself. And especially because it's normally stuff that I've baked and I want it to look nice, and now it's all like squished and fucked. And there's a whole bunch of different ways that I try to like manage with that, but like, I'm still not fucking good at it. But moving on to the bits that I was about to talk about, because it's the more like mental, possibly black and white thinking, all of it I think just ties into the extremes of being autistic. And if there's like a secondary part of being autistic that causes that, I think it all comes under the umbrella term of what I'm talking about. I'm in a bit of a mood today. I'm sorry, I don't mean to like be projecting it onto you. I'm just not having a very good fucking day. I don't really have any reason for it, to be honest with you. It's just my mood. I explained some of all of my period troubles to my friends the other day, and they suggested that it sounds like perimenopause. So like, maybe I'll have my riot women moment. It's not fun. It's not fun. So with a lot of things, if I can't do it perfectly, what's the point of fucking doing it? I'm not doing it at all. If I can't nail it, if I can't do it exactly how I fucking want it to be, I'm not bothering. Why would I put effort into something that I'm not going to be satisfied with? And it's like, well, babes, like, that's kind of fair enough when it comes to like a little art project of my own. See why you haven't seen Puppet Tusk yet. See why I haven't fucking done that, because I need it to be fucking perfect and I don't know if I can. So I'd rather just not fucking do it. And that's where I was like, I'm gonna tell people on my little phone that I talk to that I'm doing that, and then they'll remember, and I'll feel like an extreme social pressure to actually get it done eventually. That's the only reason it's not the only reason I still think about it. I have a lot of things that I think about quite often because they are things that I wanted to do, but I don't think I can do them perfectly, so I know that I'm just not going to bother. I didn't put that social pressure on myself, so that's why we are eventually going to get Puppet Tusk, and it's just gonna have to be the fucking best I can manage. When it comes to things like that, I do feel like, well, it's not okay because it's a disservice to myself, you know? Like, I'm having these like creative ideas that I think are good ideas, whether anyone else will fucking think they're good or fun or whatever else, I don't know. But I like them, and I just don't do them because I don't think that I'm going to be able to do them well enough. And it's like, but it's a creative idea, babes, like no one else can do it. So it's not really okay, but it's much more okay than when it comes to like, I don't have the energy to shower and wash my hair, so I'm just not going to wash for like days and days on end. that's less okay. I don't have the energy to make a proper dinner. Like, I really need to get decent at having... So the way my dinners work is there's some sort of like, I think it counts as a carb. I don't know what the fuck different food types are called either, because like eating disorder history means that I'd rather just not know it. I need to just be able to fucking eat food. But most nights I have some sort of pasta or potato based thing with a vegetable and a protein. My main go-to thing a lot of the time is pasta or rice or potato with tofu and broccoli. That's what I like. I need to get better at having those things in the freezer and being able to just put them all in the oven at once and have it all cook, because then I would be okay with it. But the way things are at the minute, I can't make an entire meal in the oven. I will have to cook something in a pan, and if I don't have the energy to cook something in a pan, I just won't eat that day, or I'll order takeout, or like a lot more often since I've moved in here and I'm really fucking worried about money, I just won't eat anything. Or I start thinking about what I'm going to eat at like 7 p.m. and I'm not eating until like 10, 11, 12. And it's a bit silly. And it's one of those things where like, is it ideal to just be eating like oven chips and roast broccoli? No. Is it better than not eating anything? Yes, babes, yes it is. I should just cook that and be happy with it. Like, not necessarily be happy with it, but I should just fucking eat something, you know? And I can't, because I'm not cooking myself a proper meal, so what's the fucking point? It's like, well, the point, babe, is that you've eaten something, but I don't care. And like I do, because otherwise I wouldn't bring it up and I wouldn't be having this like fucking internal debate with myself all the time. I do care, but I also... I'm not doing it. I'm not. What is the fucking point? It's because you get to eat. I don't care. I don't want to eat it if it's not a proper fucking meal. If I haven't done it right, I may as well not do it. And I think that is especially the kind of thing where like I do need to be like kinder to myself and be like, as long as we eat, fed is best, blah, blah, blah. Because it's the kind of thing where like, if I'm not well, if I'm like having a whole fucking like time, if I've got a cold, if I'm like completely fucking exhausted, I'll scoop one of Otis's litter trays. He has one upstairs and one downstairs. He can access both of them at all times. I will just scoop one and make sure that he has one clean tray that he can get to and be like, he has one clean tray. I just can't fucking deal with more. And like, it's not often that happens, but when it comes to Otis, I will just like do what I need to do. And if it's not the most perfect, flawless thing in the world, it's fine, because he's still got a clean litter tray. He still has food. He's still whatever, you know? Like, maybe I'm playing with him by throwing stuff across the room and letting him chase it rather than getting, like, his whole toy out and going crazy with him. He's still getting to play. He's still being entertained, you know, things like that. And I really could do with taking, like, more of that kind of mindset into, like, my own needs and not just his. But that's where we exist at the moment. And my final little thing is relationships and friendships and, like, just generally being around people. I got walked all over for a really long time, and the people that I loved the most and that were the closest to me were like, you know, fucking horrible to me a lot, and I just sort of let it happen. So after all of that and having to like cut off my own family and not speak to them, I ain't dealing with it. I'm not fucking dealing with it. So like when I had a housemate that like, they had their own mental health shit going on, they completely split on me, and like overnight, all of a sudden, I was obviously very intentionally trying to ruin their life and their happiness, and I was like, I just walked through the kitchen and didn't say hi to you while I went for a piss. Like, I don't think this is me ignoring you and destroying our entire friendship and hoping that you're sad. Sorry, like, fuck. So once they started being, you know, fucking horrible to me, I just detached. I was like, we're not friends, I don't like you, like, this is no longer anything to fucking do with me. I'm detaching, I'm out. Like, months later, they tried to have a conversation with me of being like, don't you think that you sort of split on me as well, though? Don't you think that you also did this? And it's like, well, no, because I don't have the same mental health traits as you. And what happened is I reacted to your behaviour by deciding I'm fucking done. And I'm aware that it is an extreme, you know, that's why it's part of this video. I'm aware that a lot of people would have done the like, oh, well, they're experiencing mental health and they're going through this and they're going through that. And like, yeah, they were, and I do bear empathy for that. But also, that entire period for me was fucking horrible, largely because of them. You know, like, it would have been a much, much nicer experience if they hadn't been misreading and twisting everything that I fucking did to be a personal attack against them, you know? And that isn't what I did to them. What I did was go, oh, you're having a whole fucking time and I'm detaching, I'm out, we're not friends anymore. And that doesn't mean, like, that's the thing as well, is I think a lot of people take it to be like, if we're not friends, we're enemies. And it's like, no, I don't think like that. I think friends are people I actively love and care about, and I'm going to go out of my way to try and like help them out where I can. When I'm not friends with you, I leave you to do your own thing. I don't care. Like, it's not that I hate you, it's not that I want the worst for you, it's just that I no longer fucking care, you know? And it's one of the things that I do think is probably massively trauma caused, you know? Like, when you have like a couple of years where you just sort of cut everyone out of your life because you realise that you just have attracted a shit ton of abusers because you're really fucking vulnerable, and then you've like begged and pleaded with them to stay and look after you and like be there for you, even though they're not looking after you or being kind to you or doing anything fucking for you, and you're constantly getting dragged into doing shit for them, and it's a whole thing. I'm terrified of that happening again. I'm terrified of ending up in that situation. So I am very, very happy to go the full extreme and just be like, I'm done with this relationship. I'm out. I don't care. And it's the kind of thing that I didn't really find to be that extreme until like I've talked about it online, until I've like had it with people and they're like, oh, but my other friends would talk to me about it, my other friends would do this, my other friends would do that, and I'm just there like, I'm not your friend. Like, I'm glad you have friends that care about you and like really fight to have you in their life. Why would I be fighting to have you in my life when you're not improving it? And again, very black and white thinking, I think. But I also feel like I've been quite fair and valid in the situations I've had that in. And it's the type of thing that I will include as an extreme because I do think it is. But I don't think all extremes are like negative or negative. I don't have another word for that. I don't think all extremes are bad, you know? Yeah, I'm going now because I'm having an absolute fucking brain fart of a day. And I've just sat here in silence for a good little chunk, being like, I don't think that I've actually said like anything I fucking mean in this video. I don't think I've got my point across well. And quite frankly, if I had time, I think I'd probably refilm, but I've already done the whole thing. I don't really have time. And I don't think I'd be able to do a better job today than I just have. So you're welcome. If you want to see more content just like this, do like and subscribe. You can also find me over on TikTok or Instagram. And you can also find me on Patreon or Ko-fi. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's up to you. I don't mind. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, month, year. And I will see you again in a couple of days.